What would you do if the person you trusted most was hiding a truth that could shatter everything? I was 24 when I learned the cost of silence and the power of speaking out. My name is Ellie, and this is the story of how one Thanksgiving dinner turned my family upside down, exposing a secret my mother had buried for 5 years. Growing up, our family was a patchwork of love and chaos. Dad was the steady hand, quiet, hardworking, always there with a bad joke to lighten the mood. Mom was the spark, vibrant and commanding, the one who made every holiday feel like a movie scene. But when I was 19, their marriage unraveled. Mom painted Dad as the villain, cold, neglectful, a man who'd abandoned her dreams. She rallied Uzmi, my younger brother Jake, even our aunts and uncles against him. By the time the divorce was final, Dad was a ghost in our lives, exiled to a small apartment across town, his calls unanswered, his invitations ignored. I believed Mom's story. Why wouldn't I? She was my rock, the one who braided my hair and cheered at my soccer games. Jake, only 15, followed her lead, his anger at Dad sharp and unyielding. Our family gatherings, once loud with Dad's laughter, grew quieter, tainted by Mom's bitter retellings of his failures. But something always felt off, like a puzzle piece forced into the wrong spot. I couldn't shake the memory of Dad's eyes hurt, confused when I told him I needed space. 5 years after the divorce, I stumbled across the truth. It was a rainy afternoon, and I was helping Mom clear out her attic. Tucked in an old shoebox, I found letters, dozens of them, in Dad's handwriting. They were dated after the divorce, addressed to me and Jake, filled with apologies, love, and pleas to reconnect. Each one was unopened, hidden away. My heart sank as I read them, his words raw and aching. One letter mentioned a fight a night Mom had thrown him out, accusing him of cheating. But there was more, a line about Mom's other life, her late nights, her secrets. I confronted her that evening, my voice trembling. "Ellie, you don't understand," Mom said, her face pale. "I was protecting you." She admitted it. Then 5 years ago, she'd had an affair. It wasn't Dad who broke our family, it was her. She'd lied to cover her guilt, spinning a story that turned us against him. She begged me to keep quiet, said it would destroy Jake, our grandparents, everyone. I agreed, not because I wanted to, but because I couldn't bear to hurt them. For months, I carried that secret like a stone in my chest. Mom acted as if nothing had changed, hosting family dinners, smiling like the perfect matriarch. But every time she mentioned Dad's betrayal, my stomach churned. Jake grew colder, refusing to even say Dad's name. I saw Dad once, at a coffee shop, his face older, his smile fragile. He didn't ask why I'd stopped calling. He just hugged me and said he'd always be there. That broke me. Thanksgiving arrived, crisp and golden, the air thick with the smell of turkey and pie. Our extended family filled Mom's dining room, uncles joking, aunts gossiping, Jake sulking in a corner. Mom stood at the head of the table, toasting to families sticking together. She mentioned Dad again, her voice dripping with disdain, blaming him for our fractured holidays. Something snapped inside me. I couldn't let her lie anymore. I stood, my chair scraping the floor, my hands shaking. "Enough," I said, louder than I meant. Every eye turned to me. Mom's smile faltered. "You've lied to us for 5 years," I said, my voice rising. "Dad didn't break this family. You did." The room went silent, forks frozen midair. I told them everything, the affair, the hidden letters, the truth she'd buried. Jake's face crumpled, my aunts gasped. Mom tried to interrupt, her voice sharp, but I kept going, years of silence pouring out. "You turned us against him to hide your own mistakes," I said, tears burning my eyes. "He's been trying to reach us, and you let us hate him." The aftermath was chaos. Jake stormed out, my grandparents sat stunned, and Mom's face was a mask of shame. Some aunts defended her, others demanded answers. I left the table, my heart pounding, and called Dad. When he answered, his voice was soft, surprised. "Ellie." I told him I knew the truth, that I was sorry, that I wanted him back in my life. He cried, and so did I. That night changed everything. Jake took weeks to process it, but he eventually reached out to Dad. Our family is still healing, fractured in new ways, but honest at last. Mom apologized, but her words felt hollow. I don't know if we'll ever fully forgive her, but I know this. Speaking the truth, no matter how painful, set us free. Dad's back in our lives now, his bad jokes louder than ever. And me? I learned that love means facing the hard truths, even when they hurt. Because sometimes, the only way to save a family is to break the silence that's tearing it apart.